Hi, welcome to the Train Shop Weekly. This is volume 1, number 7. After having a week off, we're back. This is our little video blog, basically talking about trains and what new came in here at Henning's Trains. I'm Bill Henning. This is my brother Harry Henning III. This is Walt Herbine.
How you guys
and our
doing,
special
ladies and
guest
gentlemen?
in the back there hiding.
Yeah, we have our special guest, Shawn Conahey from Dakman Productions.
Hello everybody, how's everybody doing tonight?
We always enjoy watching his videos, so if you enjoy spending a little time with us, be sure to hit like and maybe subscribe and join us each week. Usually the first thing to do is what's new. So Walt, you had something you wanted to share.
What's new came in, the Atherton Ready to Roll RTT Automax Auto Carriers. The car came out in '99. The CSX.
These things are huge.
Yeah. Gunnison began production of the Automax Articulate Auto Rack. This unique car can carry 22 SUVs on 3 sets of internal ramps measuring over 140 feet long and 20 feet tall from the railhead. The Automax pushes the operation and clearance limits of the railroad industry. So, I mean, they're not bad looking. Oops, sorry, I have my arm in the way. They're not bad looking. They're really nice detailed.
I'm thinking.
Minimum radius 22.
Yeah, minimum radius 22.
I see that. I guess the doors don't actually open. So
No, the doors don't open. This is kind of like a little rubber in the beginning. These are all more like painted.
No, they're vents actually.
They're supposed to be vents, but they're painted on. They're not actually raised or anything.
Imagine what it would cost if you were actually to fill that with HO scale cars.
So 22 of them, but 22 times 10.
They're pretty tall.
I don't know. Yeah, this is definitely a car you want to, you know, when I help people build railroads, I usually use an auto rack to make sure any clearances, tunnels, because these are so big, they will tell you if you can clear the tunnel.
I want you to put it on the layout and prove to me.
Let's see how it does on the layout.
It's not going in the layout.
prove to me it doesn't fit.
It does not.
Let's see. We'll get a quick look at it real quick.
All right.
I gotta see this.
Yeah. I haven't seen them in O scale.
That's a long car.
I've seen an O scale or what? Or yellow.
I
haven't seen any of these.
There we go.
Oh, I would love to see Atlas make these. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, well, like I said, I've seen them in the yellow.
Do I have to buy you one of those ramps to put the wheels on?
These are kind of long.
Well,
Oops.
how's it fit in the tunnel?
How's it fit? It doesn't go very far. Bam.
We got inner tunnel problems.
Inner tunnel problems. I mean, it doesn't look like it, what do you call, but it just shows you when you're building your tunnels, always use the biggest car you can get your hands on.
And check the inside of the tunnel, not just the tunnel portal.
But they are really sharp looking cars.
All right.
Oh, it was so close.
But
so close, but so far away.
But yeah, definitely. I mean, one of the biggest things, anything when you're building your layout, no matter what scale you are, you know, always look at your bigger car, the biggest car you got, and make sure that can go through your tunnels if you're building a tunnel, or even just as your clearance. Because if that car can make it around it, anything just about can make it around it.
That's true.
And you know, it's what do you call? If you build many railroads, you find out you build it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I got this new car, and it's much bigger. And,
well, we found that out in O Gauge.
Oh yeah, I found it out in quite a few different scales.
Well, when they came out with the Vision Line Big Boy, they
we redid the whole layout.
The whole layout had to be kind of redone.
Yeah, a bunch of places.
We did the radiuses on the layout. We upped everything from. I mean, we're running 072 as our largest. Now we're running 090 and 99 throughout the layout.
Some spots, yeah. Anytime we're doing any what do you call? We're trying to up the radius.
So for the most part, most of the layout now is 090 and 99 through most of it.
Wow, so you'll be able to run anything. That's
We can run anything
Oh
now.
yeah, that was Gunrunner John and his big boy. He came in and he
That
got
was
that.
why we redid the coal mine. When we ripped that coal mine out,
Yeah.
that was to put the 090 and 99 in the coal mine behind it.
Because first try of the big boy, it took out the other train coming up in the tunnel.
Ooh.
An overhang. It's like, oh.
So to get our distance between everything on the curves and all that, we widened our track width.
Right. So always plan for the biggest train that's out there.
Yep.
Good tip.
Okay.
Even if you don't have it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is. You know, plan. Especially if you get into tried. I would always suggest try to go with the bigger radius. And what do you call it?
Unless you're limiting yourself to a specific
Size.
layout,
But
which that comes down.
even like an HL, a 4x8, 22-inch radius isn't what do you call? And you can do a lot. You can do a lot. You can do a lot on a 4x8 with HL.
Yeah, and you'll still be able to run 90% of the thing that's out there.
Oh yeah.
A couple other things that new came in. Walthers, we had gotten several different the railgun gondolas. They're pretty nice.
They're nice.
53-foot gondolas.
Nice looking car.
Railgun, it's like basically they made those because they were successful with the rail boxes. So then they came out with the thing. And then Bowser, they have their cabooses coming out. The first one we got was the Reading and Northern caboose. The Pennsylvania N5 cabooses.
Very nice. Oh, it's even got the boarded up windows.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Check that out. Boarded up windows, just like the real thing.
So that's pretty sharp.
Yeah, that's pretty nice too.
I'm gonna stick these down here, get them out of our way.
All right.
Anything else? I think that was it, right?
Might as well set them.
Well, there was something else that came into the store that I was eyeing up myself.
What'd you find?
I found a railroad truck color portfolio, Volume 1.
Truck mechanic would find the truck,
Oh, yeah.
wouldn't he?
Yeah. Anybody knows that?
Look at that. They're using look like just an old record in there to help put the train back on.
Yeah, I mean that's just some cool stuff. Old trucks in
Well,
there.
let's see. You say it's Volume 1. That means there'll be more.
And there's nothing more cool than trucks and trains together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then I just happened to find
Oh,
one of my favorites.
Walt's cringing.
Everybody knows I love Conrail.
Oh,
So we
God.
have Penn Central and the Conrail Era, Volume 4, 1990 to 1994.
Which we just played the Penn Central video this morning, actually, which is funny.
Yeah. And so yeah, this is a very cool book actually, and I got the I just bought in some Penn Central trains last year to do the introduction to the Conrail era, so that'd be a good
Be a good read.
yeah.
Yeah, let me move this around this way.
Oh, look at that. Even got a little Conrail crane on the back there for you.
Ah. And then we got new stuff in from Woodland Scenics.
Yeah, Woodland Scenics has their new electric utility pole system. Utility system.
I think these are awesome. I mean, they are some nice looking telephone poles.
They're nice. They're pre-wired.
Pre-wired. They got a little roll in there with wire, and you stretch it out to where you want to go. So they give you a good amount, which I was really
Is this an
surprised.
active where you can actually run the power through it, or
No, they're just cloth. But I thought they were really neat. We got it no gauge, HO, and the one you got in your hand's N gauge. So let's see that. Yeah, it's all three of those. So we have the three different sizes.
In,
here's this
it comes in the
big
single,
old mama jama.
the single crossbar,
Yep.
the double crossbar, and they have the transformer connector set.
And then we got the substations. The substation is really neat. I mean, this has everything you'd want for a substation. One for HO, one for O gauge. And we were looking, and this you could really have a nice scene. The Woodland Scenics fence as well to go around it. You know, it's an industrial fence. So you could make a really nice scene on a layout real easy. You know, all you have to do is spread some
that
ground
kind of
foam
looks
down.
like it fits different eras. A large era, railroad era that you could use that. transformer. It's not real modern. It's not real old.
No, it's like
That's
mid 70s.
Yeah.
They got signs on the side. You can cut them out.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Want to add additional signs
That's pretty
For
neat.
your fencing and
Yeah.
so forth.
and signs to put on your fence.
Danger, high voltage.
That is really neat. Gives you a little outbuilding and everything.
So this could actually complete your scene of doing
Like my power plant.
power plant and telephone poles.
Yeah.
So this is like
So you use the MTH high tension
Coming into it, yeah.
coming in, coming out of the power plant to here.
yes.
They really look neat. So, because you got your power from the power plant here, working your way through. I mean,
Yeah, it takes your model railroad to that next level.
next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woodland Scenics have really been doing an awesome job with some of their buildings. I mean, are really.
What I like is the fact that they're not just doing it in HO,
Yeah,
but they're also upsizing into O gauge and downsizing into the N gauge. And that
So
is the
they're
cool
they're
thing.
covering all three of the major basics.
Yeah.
I think next they have the record store they're coming out with, and then after that a diner,
Oh wow.
an old-fashioned like diner.
Well, we have these. We can get these off to the side. And we'll
The
talk
diner,
about.
the diner looks really cool.
We'll talk about what we're here to talk about with our guest Shawn, and so forth. You want to come around to this side, Shawn?
Sure.
You can sit next to Bill. I'll come to the back here for now.
We'll send him to the back of the bus.
Yeah, I'm to the back of the bus.
Back to the bus.
Back of the bus.
How much is that?
Not a bad book.
Up for 36. 36.95, $37. That's not bad. I don't know. Maybe I'll get it. I think that is that's kind of cool.
All right, Shawn, tell us about your
Yeah,
videos.
Shawn Conahey. He does Dakman production. Does a lot of railroad videos. He not only model railroad, full size trains. I know I've seen a lot of videos where you unbox items, new stuff that you got, because you have quite a collection I've seen. So how long you been doing this, or what got you started in the in trains and stuff?
Well, that goes back to when I was a kid. You know, I got my first Lionel train set in 1976, which I actually still own. So that's I actually had that set up on a separate table, and you know, I just started from there. For me with the MPC era.
What was your first train?
It was the Lionel Rock Island Lines, 1976 set.
Do you remember what your first train was?
My very first train was the Athearn Northern Pacific F7. That's why Northern Pacific is my second railroad.
I remember mine. I still have it.
What was your first
I don't
train?
have it.
My first train was a Lionel. It was a number 49 steam engine, but I never ran it because we replaced it right away with a little 520 box cab that I had to have because Grandpa had the standard gauge trains and they were electric trains. I was 2-3 years old. I had to have an electric train like Pop. So I got a little 520 box cab that year for Christmas, but it was in the 249 set that Lionel had made, and that was my first train set, and I still have it today.
Was that red one?
That's
Yeah,
the
the
red
box
one,
cab.
yeah,
Yeah,
the box cab. Then it had a giraffe car, orange Lionel tank car, black Lehigh Valley car, and then a Delaware and Hudson work caboose on it. That was my first train set, and we built it underneath my bed. We had it on casters, and I could roll it out from underneath the bed, and I could run my trains.
That's pretty neat.
So that was my first train layout.
Wow.
Now I remember Bill's first train, but I don't know if he remembers.
I don't
it.
remember my first.
Your
the
first train was a Marx wind-up set.
Yeah, and about 15 years ago, you gave me a replacement one, so, which I have, but that's not the first one I remember.
And then the second set that you got, rather than Bill being 3-rail, Dad gave him 2-rail American Flyer, and that was a little 302 freight set.
Was it?
Yep. And we had that. We used to run that around the bedroom floor. And that was a fun little set. But I don't know what happened to that.
Yeah,
that one like disappeared. because we had the big layout on the 3rd floor at the time.
He probably sold it. If it's not nailed down or whatever, he sells it. Dad's notorious for not keeping anything. But
well, we had the big layout upstairs at the time too, so
yeah, that was fun. Good stuff. So, when did you start videoing?
I started shooting video and started on YouTube in 2010.
2010. That's 11 years ago.
Yeah. So that's how long I've been on YouTube. I don't have video. I took my videos off from 2010 because, you know, when I first started, you know, I wasn't really that good at it. It was kind of.
You were primarily G-gauge too, weren't you?
Back then I was G-scale, yes. And then in 2011 I got a little bit better, started doing HD. And 2012 I went full bore HD G-scale. I was in a G-scale until about 2015. So, and I got out of G-scale because, you know, there wasn't just a lot of manufacturers dying off and stuff like that. So I decided to get back in O gauge again.
I used to have a lot of G-scale for a while, back in the late 80s. Late 80s, I had a big LGB collection. Big LGB collection, all the American prototype stuff. I had to have every little variation, whatever. And I guess it was around...
Gotta remember you're collecting a Coke car, Budweiser car, a Miller car.
Yeah, I remember, you know, I was paying a fortune for this little Coca-Cola car. I bought from Germany because they didn't import it into the States, you know, because that was my other weakness, was Coca-Cola items.
Right.
You know, and eventually I gave it all to my dad to take to York to sell, because that's when we bought our first race car. Wanted to go racing, so I gave him all the LGB.
Well, that was when we were in the Purple Hall.
Yeah, he took it all to York and unloaded it all, and I bought my first race car.
Wow.
But then, yeah, that was fun. I like the G-Sky. I've been always tempted to get back into it, at least a little bit.
I would have probably stuck with it if so many manufacturers, you know, didn't disappear, and you know, so. I knew that they weren't going to make the stuff that I wanted that was available in O gauge that I was so familiar with when I was younger. So I just decided to sell that off and got back into O gauge in 2015. And that's when I decided, you know, to do the videos of O gauge. I refocused from doing G scale to O gauge, and then eventually now today, you'll see me doing HO, and I've even done.
That's about the time we met you. About 2015.
2015 is when I met you guys. Henning's trains in the North Penn O Gaugers.
Yeah, that was right around our first run for fun.
Yeah. Shawn's done a lot of videos for the North Penn O Gaugers. Some of our open houses are. Run for funds, and we've done a couple like the Greenberg show. We've been to the World's Greatest Hobby show.
World's Greatest Hobby. That's when I first met you guys. Was the World's Greatest Hobby in 2015.
So Shawn put together kind of a
It's a shame we didn't know you when we were with the club. We were in the art museum.
Yeah, the art museum.
But then they probably wouldn't let you filmed in there.
Oh, yeah.
No, they're allowed to
you know, we probably could have got, if he just filmed the trains, I bet you we could have got away with it. But yeah, that was the coolest.
That was the coolest setup was in the art museum.
Because we were around the fountain.
And it was a bet who fell into the fountain.
And I mean, you literally had...
About a foot.
Yeah, it was in that rotunda.
Yeah, and they set us around the fountain. And you literally had maybe
a foot and a half
to walk around on the inside.
You had these multi-million-dollar paintings around it.
Picasso's and
Van Goghs.
Yeah, I'll post some pictures of it. But yeah, so I remember when we were bringing the carts in, and the security was just the security there was nervous. And then when they had it open for all the people, they had 10 security people all around the layout, just standing there watching. You know, because it was the biggest draw of the event.
They had hundreds of people that came in that day.
Yeah, even the director came down and was impressed, because that was like when we were crisp, man. We were just everything was crisp, and it was funny. And I remember one thing about being at the art museum is we weren't allowed to move any of our carts or touch anything. They were.
It also was the worst day for me when that little girl pulled my train off the track.
Oh no!
She grabbed. I mean, she literally came up and grabbed the passenger cars and yanked, and the whole train started. Oh my God! Coming down on a concrete floor with a Pensy passenger set.
Fortunately, it didn't drop into the water fountain.
Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah, and that was, what do you call it? They They said it's like, ah, no, okay, we'll let you do like, and these guys are handling multi-million-dollar painting. They didn't want no parts.
Oh, that was when their union,
yeah,
because they told us at first their union had to handle our stuff. Union came down, looked at the trailer, and said, "No way, they're doing it on their own."
that was.
They didn't want the responsibility.
Well, well, like I say, Shawn put together kind of a compilation of videos for the years. Whatever. We're gonna put that on. We'll watch that, or whatever, and maybe we'll critique them a little bit.
I'll have to come and watch the video.
Yeah. So this is the in 2020. That was just a year ago. North Penn. We had an open house of the railroad.
This is the #1 watch video you had, wasn't it?
Yeah, actually ended up being
Wasn't that 2019? That would have been 2019. We didn't have one 2019.
Yeah, you're right. It's 2019.
2019.
But that video in particular got, I think it's almost up to 55,000 likes.
We had electrical problems on the layout that day too.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we had gremlins. We couldn't run the whole main line that day.
But you put on a great show, Harry, with bringing these locomotives on a turntable like this and then putting them into the stalls. I mean, this made for everybody just loved this video.
Whose turntable is that?
That's a Millhouse. That's Millhouse River Studios from Al, and
I like the paint. Got the paint shop on the right there.
Yes.
Yeah, isn't that one of what's the guy who?
That's from Process. He was one of our sponsors.
Okay.
He still is on our Facebook group.
Yeah, that is a cool shot.
I love the doors that go up and down.
I was going to ask you that's the building that's got the electric doors that go up and down.
The doors move up and down.
I think he should just send the.
These are cool. I like
this is one of my favorite accessories on the layout.
The Lionel and Harry. You guys did a good job of camouflaging.
You wouldn't know it's Lionel when I camouflage something.
There's the weld. Same with that one. The welders. That's cool.
Yeah, I like this scene too. Harry.
That started out as a Lionel and got converted. The auto racks were ones that I custom built. They were out of Lionel cars.
You chopped them in half and basically took two and made one long one, didn't you?
Well, I had to widen them too.
Oh.
Then all the cars I cast myself.
You cast all.
I cast all those cars. Yeah.
Don't look at them too hard.
Yeah, they're not well detailed. I just took one die-cast car, made a rubber mold, and we made a bunch of cars that we could put on them to make them look good.
Yeah, that sure is a affordable way of doing it.
Yeah, it would cost a fortune to load that up.
This was at Oaks.
Yeah, that's actually 2019 as well.
It's okay.
This was when I was in the hospital. I didn't get to be there that day.
How about I see John's Wienermobile back there?
Oh, I wonder whose engine that is.
I can honestly, literally say I was in the hospital.
That's a fine
fine
Norfolk and Southern engine right there. And that lively red and yellow and green.
We get the idea, Walt. It doesn't say Conrail. Their shows are always a lot of fun to do.
Oh, they are. I just love going to these train shows.
What I like is it doesn't matter whether it's a 10-year-old or an 80-year-old. The face, the expression on the people is the same. Just in awe and wonder.
Oh yeah, there's people that you wouldn't think are taking pictures and videos. There's Delaware. That wasn't a bad show. A little hike-ish.
This was the first time you guys went to Delaware.
Yeah, we were trying to expand.
Yes.
You know, get a little bit more, what do you call, recognition and stuff like that.
Yeah, I believe this is the first time you guys were at Delaware.
It's a nice looking engine. Guy enjoying his chips on the right there.
I like the way this layout was set up at this show, the tunnels and all that stuff.
I think my favorite was
Everybody hated my
when
tunnel.
we had the big layout. when we were like 50 by 50.
Yeah,
And we ran some really long trains.
Yeah, you used to take the.
This is the run for fun. So this is when we had the small module set up in your garage.
Yep. We were running command and conventional on that layout.
Got those Conrail EX.
Yeah, that's a cool
Conrail set.
Yeah, that's a cool set.
Did you buy that off of Jeff?
No, I didn't.
I know Jeff wanted to sell it to you.
Yeah, I never did end up buying it from him.
That is a nice set.
But it is a good, it's a cool set.
I don't know. It's all a matter of opinion.
Well, I don't remember Reading having an OCS set.
Reading had Bramblers.
Bill, step back a little. Can't see over your shoulder.
This is where you're
double-heading.
double-heading the Union Pacific Big Boys.
Yep.
One was TNCC and one was Legacy. I remember that. Because you were having a hard time matching them up.
Yeah, one is John Wills and the other was, what do you call, Brandon Brigetta.
There's your Freedom
There's
Train
my
set.
Freedom Train.
I loved when you double-headed this Freedom Train. It just made for a wonderful shot in the video.
I'm up to 22 cars now.
It's quite a hump going over that turnout there, though.
You know,
Not anymore.
Yeah, we fixed that, but yeah, it was quite a hump. It's a speed bump, makes you not going too fast.
So
And that's the Q2. It's an MTH Q2 on this one.
Is that the one you put the sound in?
Nah, this one happened to belong to one of the guys in Souderton that comes over. I can't think of the name offhand at the moment.
It was a guest, more or
It
less.
was a guest, yes.
And it's cool that you allow guests to bring their locomotives and run on your layout like this.
Yeah, I think that's a neat feature of the Run for Fun.
This is the double heading of the two M1A's coal freight that I run on occasion.
Yeah, it's another one of my favorite runs that you do.
You got a lot of people that ask to see the coal trains come out. Walt brings out a big long Reading coal train, and I'll bring out a big long Pensy coal train. The building in the back is the Reading shops that we're working on building right now.
Yeah, that's been a long drawn
It's
out
been
process.
a long procedure, but we got a new mill house transfer table to go in there. This was Steve's engine, his Western Maryland.
The Challenger, wasn't it? His Challenger?
Yeah.
That's all different right there from that corner right.
It's not a Challenger.
Is that
No, it's not an articulated.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yep, that's articulated.
I'll have to rewind that and look at it again.
Yeah, I thought he did have a Challenger. It's not a Challenger, but yeah, I think he does have a Western Maryland articulated.
Yeah, it's a Western Maryland. It is articulated. That's Dad's Crusader.
Is it?
Yes.
That's a Weaver.
Yep.
And you guys put the ERR sound system in it?
Yep. That was one we had, during the day, a couple of different people had got to run it that didn't bring their own equipment.
Oh, okay.
And we were getting them familiar. Same thing with the Amtrak. They were two that we were lending to people to get them familiar with the trains and the systems, to kind of introduce them to it. It's neat when you can walk around with a little kid and your remote and teach them different things.
Yeah, sure is.
This was Main Street.
Yeah, that's the one we had to set up down Main Street downtown in the one warehouse there. I remember it was pretty cold. You probably see us all wearing jackets. There was no heat in the building. It was in the middle of the winter. That was a lot of fun. It was nice because we could have the layout
Bill's
set up.
old.
We had the layout set up for a couple
That
weeks.
was Bill's old corner module.
Yep. And the Amtrak station.
So yeah, this is basically when I first met you guys, 2015.
You say what?
And you invited me out to this open house, basically. I think it was what was it, Lionel Days?
Yeah, Lionel Train Day.
Yeah.
There's our HENNING'S trains.
Yeah.
Definitely know the tunnel's not there.
But down the street, I had the tree set up, the big Christmas tree.
I forget who was running the GG1 set that day.
And then we go to the World's Greatest Hobby on tour.
That was a pretty big layout setup.
Yeah. And this is pretty much where it all started.
This one was the one layout I really liked. We ran some long trains on this layout.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, it looks like my old train. Yeah,
No, that's the coal hoppers. Yeah, because they're all the Weaver hoppers. My Weavers and Pensy kind of mixed in together.
There's a lot of Atlas O in that train.
We still have them down the basement. We just added more Weaver to that same cinder coal.
A bunch of them cars. What do you call them? Richard.
Richard donated them to us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of an older gentleman passed away.
There's Billy in the Polar Railroad. Santa's ground support.
Delivering reindeer.
Yep. Delivering some eggnog.
Reindeer and hot chocolate.
Yeah.
That was Byron's set, the U-30s. Yeah, Byron got that set. That was his trailer train. That's my problem. Every time I see a train, I always can tell you whose train it was, you know?
Well, that looks like the end.
Yep. That was good stuff. Good stuff there.
Oh. All right, now that we're done watching Shawn's video, the one thing we need to focus on is Bill needs a church.
Bill needs a church. I did. We had a couple people show me what they're working on, but I also did do a little Google search. I was curious whether it's looking for some ideas. Here's a couple churches I saw. Like
I think one of them was our own church.
Yeah, one of them is your church. This is one somebody did. They kind of have it all weathered up. I guess they use it with some of the gaming figures and such.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool. Yep. This one somebody kind of painted up. Yeah, detailed the stonework a little bit.
Yep,
you know.
nice.
Doesn't take much. I mean, some of the Plasticville buildings, it doesn't take much to
make them look
turn
good.
them into a pretty decent scale model. There's another one somebody kind of painted it, you know, kind of brownish.
Nice.
Cool Victorian. Got some big gargoyle on around their fence. Just a basic gray one.
Nice gray with some white windows.
Once again, I mean, it looks so much better than just the factory white.
Oh yeah, and a lot of people don't understand. You could, you know, for the low budget railroader, you know, Plasticville are very cheap. Used buildings with a little bit of creativity and some paint, you could give it a whole different look.
Oh yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't realize it. You know.
Yeah, that's the church.
The last one you had was TW Train Works.
Is it?
Yeah.
And that's this church that one you have on your layout.
Yep, that's the one from my layout.
Yeah, you know, didn't do much to it, but just some paint.
Yeah, that's before we got all the shrubs around it and everything else. It was just the basic paint. And
you put sound in yours though, didn't you?
Yeah, the bell. I put a bell in it, you know, church bells and so forth. We play wedding bells for. Actually, I got wedding people in the front of the building now and everything since I finished it.
I'll have to get an updated picture of it.
Yep.
So yeah, Bill needs a church. So look on the Facebook page, Henning's Trains, or our website, henningstrains.com, and you'll find the information about buildings there. Basically, you got to start with the Plasticville church, either O scale or HO, doesn't matter, either one. Submit your picture, and we'll pick out our favorite church, and then we're going to attempt to buy it off you for a $150 gift certificate from here at Henning's. And the idea is to put the church on the layout here on the store. I need a church for the store, so maybe we can talk somebody into buying. Let me buy
Find
the
a place
church.
for it.
Something like I say,
it's not a bad
Plasticville.
deal.
No, it's not. I mean, the Plasticville buildings are neat. Just takes a
Oh
little
yeah, I mean,
creativity.
you can get them like you can get them for $2-3.
Yep.
The used ones, old ones.
Yeah, a little more than that.
And they're anyway $3, maybe $10. If
3 to 10. I mean, we have used ones here. We range anywhere from $5 to $20. Depends on what the condition is.
Last week we were off. I was away. You were away. You kind of did a trip down to Florida. We're gonna look at some video clips from your trip next week.
Yep.
If you anything you want to say about that real quick?
Well, we made a stop on the way to Florida. We did what we had to do in Florida with her part of the family. We made our way back up to Atlanta. We did some things around Atlanta, and we stopped in to see Brian at Legacy Station. We had a brief stop with him. We did a tour around the store. We did see some of our friends down there.
Yeah, he's got a nice store there.
Yeah,
I like the layout. I like the back room with the layout.
Yeah, in the back layout, we got to see Dennis Hall. He was one of our customers that moved down there. So he's a local down there now, so we got to meet up with Dennis while we were down there.
Nice.
Then we went up to North Carolina, and we went to the Lionel warehouse itself, which unfortunately they had some COVID problems there at the warehouse, and they don't want to take chances with anybody coming in, so they're very cautious. So what we did was we had an interview and did our interview over at the store. So we got to be at the store. Was that the one at the
Concord Mall?
Concord Mall, it was a really awesome little store. I was really impressed. And I actually brought home, Ryan and Mike gave me a Vision Line t-shirt, the Vision Line hat, which I brought ones back for both Bill and Walt as well. And then while I was there, they had the Lionel Ale car, which I know they were kind of hard to find. So I grabbed one for Walt, and I grabbed one for Bill. And of course, I grabbed one for myself.
I'll go good of my brewery.
I figured that. I figured, well, we did the brewery train last week. Me, it'll go with my beer cars, so I thought that was rather nice. And then we stopped off and we visited Frank's layout. We'll do a little brief tour on his layout.
Frank McQuacken, he's a member of our train club.
And also lives in North Carolina.
He's one of our long-distance train club members.
So that was the extent of my stops on the way.
Well, we'll look at some clips of it next week. We'll put. Yep. We'll pick out some clips to watch. And
do one every couple weeks till we get them, the 3 of them done. So
yep. Sounds good.
We'll fit them in.
Well, we have anything else to add this week?
No.
What about the train auction?
Oh, the raffle?
Raffle.
Raffle. Train Pop's Attic raffle with that engine we need to raffle off. I've been dragging my feet on getting the new tickets print. We had raffled it off once. We raised over $5,000 for the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and the
St. Jude's.
St. Jude's. Then the gentleman who won it gave it back.
So now it's
to
time to re-raffle off,
which I think is really nice. But we'll get that done. Our goal is to get that done within this next week because we would like to draw the ticket by July, July 4th. So hopefully next week we can introduce the start of that raffle. Anything else? Going once? Going twice?
Yeah, he's got the whistle this week since he's the guest.
All right, give it a yank.
Oh.
All right, good night, guys.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
guys.
Thanks for stopping by.
See yous.